My father did let me know that he is not a fan of my bus lines, that they're in the middle of the road. He'd prefer them to be in a more realistic section of the road. And to that I say, touche. Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines playing some more of our city Lethe. And you'll notice we've got some new little buildings here. I went through, was doing a bit of detailing, and decided I was going to do a little bit of rezoning here, redevelopment, and it was just testing out some different size residential and office lots. And these are what we came up with, and I'm obsessed. 366 Concord Street, incredible. This one, 365 Concord Street, I just want to note, like, it's a thin lot, but it has a like plaza in the front and in the back. It just looks so nice. So did a little bit of work here, added some just like brush detailing in between these two buildings here, just got us a little bit more residential demand met. And mainly that was because as I was detailing, there were so many needs for us to have some more residents us to get some more residents. I just had to kind of meet some of the demands so other things weren't breaking. So that was what I was doing there. It also just gave us some fun height around the train station. I'm a fan. I also went through and just moved our elementary school here over in Hawthorne's Heights and added in the American football field, which I'm a huge fan of. I think it looks amazing. I did realize I kind of wanted to put in a parking lot over here somewhere. I opted not to. It just felt like a lot. I added in the Find It mod as well as Picker. So now we can like build, if we wanted to build this support for some reason, we could. That's an option for us, but more importantly, it allowed me to do some detailing. So we've got a little park here, a little playground with some seating areas. I added some park benches around. I added a hedge that's rendering in really, really terrible. Like, I don't know why it's this color, but we have a hedge now on both sides of the train line so that the people living here aren't having to deal with the sounds of the train. I don't understand why it's that color. I added in this fountain just because, like, why not? I think that's kind of fun. We might change it up later. And I think that's it. I did also add in, I couldn't find this texture. Hello. The deer. I did add some deer spawners in the forest here. Now they're just walking across the train tracks, which seems incredibly safe. But I couldn't find this texture, this like gravelly texture. But I did find a agriculture texture, which I know is not like really what I'm looking for, but from out here it kind of looks like dirt, and I think that just gives this a nice feel to it. I then started to do a little bit of layouts here and realized, wait a minute, I should just be recording this episode. So we're kind of jumping in right after the last episode. You'll notice spring has just now ended. We are in March, so we are just out of winter. There was another update earlier today about the economy rework, and with that update coming out, I do have a little bit of fear that there might be some delay in some of the mods getting updated, thus meaning that I won't be able to record if any of the mods break or just kind of cause the game to not load correctly for a minute there. So my thinking is, let me record 2 episodes back to back. That way we definitely have content. That way you guys are not sitting here being like, where is another episode? Why have you not posted in ages? And I don't feel bad about it. So one thing I am going to do, I'm going to upgrade this road so that it is a one-way going around and looping around the train station here. I think that's great. I am also going to immediately jump down in here, and I want to go ahead and just make an additional edits to this area. We have a little hill here, which I think looks nice, but again, we've got pretty steep cliffs on both sides. So having a little bit of a cliff come out here, I'm not concerned about. This will work great. I think that's nice. And it just gives us a better place to kind of send our train line off to. Because I have not actually posted this the episode before this, I haven't seen your feedback yet. So I don't want to do my expansion of this train line until you guys tell me if you think what we've got is going to work. But let's go ahead and get some of this Summitt Hill area updated. I want to add in our city hall. So a center for different branches of local government, reduces the price of imported goods, and lowers loan interest rates. It can be upgraded with the city. It lowers the loan interest rates, but that means nothing to me. But the 2% reduction in import costs I think is going to be really useful, especially as we get closer and closer to this economy rework. Now you'll notice these roads here end right with the edges of this city hall building. If we were to place it along this road here, we could have a decent looking city hall kind of right in the middle here, I would think. Let's do this. Let's see about... If I were to go right from this road here and connect out 90 degrees, are we connecting straight into this one, 180, 90? It looks like it. It gives us this strange roundabout here with this, the one way that we just added in, but I'm not mad about that one way. What if we kept that and then we decided to add City Hall, or we could even add the City Hall further behind there with the train going behind City Hall? Or we have City Hall facing this direction so that it's got the view of the lake and the mountains behind it. Although it's going to be surrounded by so many other buildings, you're not even going to be able to see it. Or we place it here on this side. I kind of like it here. It's not going to be perfectly centered. However, I don't hate that. We've got an avenue, which I like that we have the avenue. And I like that there's a way off here so you can loop back around if you need to. I say, let's place it here and see what we think. If we have to make some adjustments and move it, we totally can. We will leave 3 and 3 on both sides. It's not a bad city hall. No entrances or exits here on the base. Oh, hold on. Here's what I'm looking for. Specialized city planners help lower the cost of improving zoned buildings. 5% reduction. Percentage reduction in building leveling costs citywide. I mean, I think we do the whole thing. Increases the effectiveness of local court system, which in turn brings the crime rate down. I just want the full shebang. Like, look at that city hall. That is beautiful. Okay, yep, we're definitely doing that. I'm a fan. We've got a highway connection right off of here. We've got a big parking lot next door, so if you need to walk on over to City Hall, you can. I am wondering too, like, do we try to have a road come around the back here? We didn't really change any of this height here, so there's really nowhere that road would go. I think we leave it just like this for now. Or if anything, we move it all the way over to this side, which gives us the option to have a bit more zoning or something right here if we wanted to. And in fact, I think we turn everything off. Close that overlay. Oh, I can't close the overlay. Okay, see, and these are the moments where that other mod that was kind of driving me nuts with the utilities would make a lot of sense. Let's place it as close to here as we can. You've got this highway exit. You come around, you can come on off, and then you can go left, right, or straight. But you're right next to the City Hall. It's got parking right along Butler Street. I do think this would condone Butler Street getting some trees and some grass. Like, this is a major road here. Oh, autosave for our city. And then I think what we could do is we could also add in, you know what? We could add in a pedestrian street. A street where only foot traffic is allowed apart from services and delivery vehicles. We could add in a pedestrian street right here along the side of our road. All right here along the side of the City Hall. Maybe not. Because we could also add an alley as well. I don't know what this leads to, if anything. I like the view that this has. And eventually there'll be a train line going this way with some additional suburbs. So I think that looks nice. And I think like it's positioned in a good place. I think there might be something we need to expand here. Let's leave this alley here for now as just an additional expansion piece. Let's remove the lights. Yep. I can't add any of this to this road. No. Yeah, let's leave the alley for now. We might be able to put services along here or something. I don't know just yet, but we're gonna figure it out. So we now have City Hall, 36 employees, phenomenal. I also had wanted to add in another welfare office. We don't really have one servicing two places, kind of this half, which this is where we've got a lot of issues. I was going to add it down into the heart of the city, but I almost think we need one down here real quick, just because a lot of people down here are very much struggling. Let's place it right here on the corner. It's going to help this whole area. We're also going to begin to expand down here now that we have Wah Industrial Complex. I don't know if we're in a spot where we need one over here yet. We can add this in post. I just think it's going to be too much. Okay. I also want to think about across from our welfare office. Let's go ahead and see if we can squeeze in maybe a large plaza. The depth of the large plaza is nice, or a large city park. You know, hold on. I know we just built this extension to Primrose, but remove that extension and place this large park right here, right across from City Hall. Here we go. This is where this road becomes necessary. It's going to be an alley that goes along the back half there. I think then we have this road coming through. I think this road also connects along this side here. And let's remove this piece of Primrose and connect Primrose at an angle. It'll give us some interesting road layouts. It'll give us some changes to how our buildings zone. I think that would be nice. And then I do also want to move this, keep it attached here, but move it so that it's centered in this block as close as possible. There we go. So now it's perfectly centered and it's across from here. Once these trees grow up, that is going to look really nice. But now we can continue to do some expansion. I think that another road here might be a little close, but you know what? Whatever. We're doing it. And then we're going to also send this road here along the base of the train line. Can we send another road below the train? We can. Oh, we totally can. So now the question becomes, hold on, do we, while we've got the space, do we just make this a 2-lane road and send it straight on through? While the space is on our side, while we have no issue, I don't see why you wouldn't. I think we then can rotate this road to match our train. I think we would send this down to here, keep it straight, then using our curve tool, connect up to here and go just like this. It gives us this strange clipping edge here, but I think this road could go straight and we could put a few services or something along this road here that are maybe not going to be as desirable for other people to interact with. Or we take this straight on up to here. It keeps this strange roundabout. However, we could then, using this roundabout, hold on. I wish it would show me the whole connection. I want to connect without doing any crosswalks. Okay. That's almost 2 tiles. It's too small, though. Too small. Okay, that's okay. Let's go ahead and just slap down a few trees here. Place one there. We've got this just like tiny little park connecting. Chef's kiss. All right, let's get right into doing some zoning here because we've got a lot of residential demand that we are not meeting. We're going to switch back over to the American theme. I highly regret selecting the European theme. That was a mistake on my part. But let's go ahead and do some larger-esque buildings. I think that right around the park, around the train station here, I think that would be more offices for sure. But I could see us having some high-rise buildings over this area. Now, this is going to take forever, I think, to zone in some of these things. Because some of these buildings, they destroy any demand that you have. Let's go ahead and place some of this here. I would actually rather have two buildings here if possible. I don't love that they're exactly the same like that, but that's okay. Then right here, we also need a bit of office. So let's throw in our first office building that faces City Hall. It's directly across from City Hall. You can see right now with the height of this crane, it's gonna be pretty decent right here along Autumn Street, but I'm excited about it. Let's also then go back to our residential. We have got more demand for some other things. So I say we fill in this block with some additional high density, or medium density, excuse me. We're going to have some crazy lumpies and bumpies here, and we're just going to have to try to get cool with that while we figure out how we're doing this section. I think fill that in with one big building there. We still have a bit of office demand, so we did a 4x4. Let's do a 4x3 right next door, see if anything zones there. As well as a 4x3. Oh, yeah, and that went along that road. Oh, so it's not going to zone there because... Autosave, because we need to separate this out. Bam. So now that that's gone, we can slap down another office, which is going to be a 3x4, which we don't have one of those yet. Very exciting. Also, while we were in between parts and I was just doing some light detailing, we definitely reached a milestone that I'm excited to share. We are now a big city. We are level 11, which means we can purchase some additional exciting things for our city. Do we want to rotate this? I think we do. I think I want this to be along this road here. We could even consider turning all of this off. Like, this might be able to slide right through here. It can. Now snap on our angle snap. Also remove pieces on these sides. That looks fantastic. I think this can still be business. I think right here can maybe be some businesses. We might be able to get two good-sized businesses there facing Autumn Street. Right here next to Summitt, again, I think that could also be business. And then I think we go ahead and we fill in this section here with a bit of mixed use. Did not realize we were paused. Okay, that is decent. We're going to see what we get. There's going to be an array of sizes here. We're still not really addressing some of the medium density. So I think what we are going to do is do some small row homes right along the train track. These are not ideal homes. No one said they were ideal homes, but in real life, you do have houses right up against train tracks, and that is just the reality. So we might as well get as many people shoved in there as possible. But let's, while those are building in, check out what we've got going on here. So we have 14 points we could use. I don't think we need the automated parking building. I don't think yet we need the Grand Bridge. I also don't think we need power, which, just for a quick little refresher here, we are currently producing 880 megawatts and we're only consuming 77 megawatts, which has actually gone down, which I don't know how, but I'm not mad about it because we haven't lost any people. We're still increasing in population and we're exporting a ton of it. In terms of water, we're also getting very close to our water availability. So it might be worth zooming out here and just checking, can we make any upgrades to this? An additional pump that significantly increases water intake and delivery capacity. It's only 7,000 a month, but it gives us an additional 50,000 meters squared, and we're currently outputting 115. Oh yeah, go ahead and add that expansion onto there, which should then help us a ton. I just saw it pop up there. All right, good enough. We're not trading anything there, that's all right. Let's come back over here so we can be around when some of these buildings pop in. All right, already love these two. I also love that they're on the hill. Let's get a sense of the grade here. If I switch over to, is there one? Let's just go to this view. So look at the grade change. These dark lines are where the major changes happen, and we go through 1, 2, I'd say about 3 dark lines. And so we got to keep that in mind as we're building kind of the structure and the height of our skyline. Yes. First of all, yes. The law and accounting. We love the law and accounting. It's only got 42 employees, which we're going to pretend is 42 companies, because 42 employees just seems a little incorrect. Let's go ahead and do, should we just do a 5x5? That is going to seem crazy. We're going to get 2 buildings out of it. Great. We're going to leave those 2 buildings. We're going to get cheeky with it, and we're going to sneak in a little playground right there. So all the people living there have a playground. I also think we are going to want some type of parking structure in this area. We could do a large above ground parking lot. We've got 3 over there. They will fill up quickly. Or we could come to the other side of the downtown and place one over here where maybe the road is a bit flatter. Or, alternatively, we do an underground. It's only 50,000 more, and I think it just tucks away much nicer. And it looks like we can place one of these partially underneath of the train, which I don't hate. I think this could go along Cherry Street here somewhere. Yeah. It's going to go right there. It's slightly underneath the train. That's fine with me, but now Cherry Street has access to a parking lot. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. This is going to go right here. It's going to go along Sunset Street. Here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to place it down just for the moment. We're going to grab an alleyway, connect straight on through with said alleyway. And then I actually want to rotate this to be off the alley. So you have to get off the main road to get into this downtown area, which is fine with me. We're building a downtown. This is looking great. Oh, and I love that these match. Oh, I love that those match. Okay. Keep it at 1x speed. We don't want to get crazy. I just want to try to answer some of the calls of not enough customers. That's abandoned. That has collapsed. Leave it be. Let's make sure we've got the services we need over here so that everything here is going to be growing like it should. We definitely have healthcare, and we definitely have death care, because we have the crematorium is right there. In terms of trash, we are processing more than enough, which is great. We don't have enough elementary schools, which is something that kind of sucks. We've got fire. We don't have welfare, but we do have police coverage. The main building is there. Okay, so for the most part, that's looking pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and ignore the fact that this road does this like looping situation. And by ignore, we're gonna let it autosave. And I'm going to take a road here, and we're just gonna bump this out as an extra little node so that this road now does not do that crazy roundabout. And I want to do one final check on some of these services. We could benefit from maybe having, you know, a post office or post box like right here in front of City Hall, kind of down that way. And then we could also have one over here behind some of these office buildings that we've got going on. I think that would be helpful as well. And do we have coverage for the internet? I believe we do. I think we have great coverage for the internet. If I just move this over here so I can't see it. Decent enough coverage. We could probably get away with one more. This is $1 million. This is 13. Did I not build the $1 million telecom tower? I believe I did. You were a radio mast. You were the $1 million telecom tower. I think for now it's probably fine. Oh, I like this. Because we're a bit further down, these skyscrapers aren't as jarring, but they still have an impact. And these, I don't even think these are as tall. I think they do maybe get a bit taller than this. Okay, refocus. We're getting a bit of zoning demands met here. We could even let's just real quick slap in a bit more residential. That's a 5 and 5. This one here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. What does a 3 and 3 get me? As well as a 2 and 2. Or 2 by 3. It's going to give us this opening here behind, which we could then kind of figure out a way to address. And I think, like, what is you don't go that far back. Okay, understood. A 4 by 4? Is that an option, or have we already met the demand? So we might have already answered that call. And let's just send this alley straight on through. We might regret that in the future, but I do think having more alleyways is going to be helpful. Let's snap to the side of the building here, and let's send a path from here straight to here. And let's do the same thing here. Let's send this to here, and then send it right on up. Doesn't need to be at a perfect angle. No need to have crossings. Place this road here to then go like this. Kind of move the zoning around. I like that. This building is going to be nice and tall. Ooh, that'll be a beautiful residence to live in. But now that we have all this, we never bought anything with this. We checked the power and moved on. Power, we're good. I think I'm fine with the water pump for now. I don't want to buy this just yet. I think that's a bit more late game. I don't think we need this just yet. We could get a technical university or a medical university. But I think what I want to start with is prison, Central Intelligence Bureau, Central Bank. Yeah, I don't want to do any of that yet. What I would like to get is the tourist attractions. I know it's 8 points, but we're buying it. And then we're not going to do this today, but I believe that we're going to need to do our subways soon. So I'm going to buy trams so we can unlock subways. And then now we're out of points, so we've got to do some work to keep this stuff going. Let's jump right off the bat to the tourist attractions. We have a few things. We have an observation tower. Frickin' huge. This will absolutely want to be placed probably on a higher point. Or it could be placed like over here in the heart of the downtown. So I don't think we'll place that anywhere yet. We have a bronze statue. A bit too grand for right here. We have a water park. An amusement park that offers plenty of water and related activities for children and grown-ups. Okay, and it has additional benefits in the summer season. That's kind of cool. And then a medieval castle, a restored medieval castle. Great. All right, I put 8 points on that to buy these things, and I'm realizing I don't love any of them. That's anticlimactic. So let's instead focus on our bus routes. So we, in the last part, had to make a change to this bus route here. And I think this bus route does need to continue coming down this direction. My father did let me know that he is not a fan that my bus lines, they're in the middle of the road. He'd prefer them to be in a more realistic section of the road. And to that I say, touche. So let's see if we can kind of make some adjustments here to these bus lines. We're just going to start to slowly move this guy. I did not go through and change the green line here or this purple line that go up and down through these one-way streets, mainly because they're one-way streets and the blocks are already so small that I'm just going to be moving it from here to here, which just feels useless. But for this longer blue line that I have to do some rework on, and for this longer red line, I did move them so that we've got the entrance and exits, or excuse me, the on and off stations, I guess, in a bit more of a realistic place. Now, we've dealt with the traffic that we were experiencing here. So we have a stop here as well as one here. I really think that what we need to do now is move this stop to this corner, right? Delete it when it comes right out of the tunnel. We already have so much happening there with the tunnel that we shouldn't have the stop there. Have them come here, stop here, then cross over. That is gonna be ruinous. There's just a lot of lanes to cross over there. Did we entertain this idea, like just continuing that three-way on? I don't know if we did, and I'm happy with just leaving it this way. That way you have a turn there. And I still have not really messed with how this works here, but I would love to also include a bus lane, at least to there. Give it a bus lane. You know what? Give this whole thing a bus lane. She deserves it. Go underground, bus lane, and then bus lane the other side as well. I know we expanded this traffic for a reason that was not bus related, but it's getting bus related. It is getting bus related. There we go. I think those can go. But starting with this 6-laner, we're going to have bus lanes dedicated for the buses. All right, so then this is going to come on through here. We get into Dean Street where it enters into our downtown. Hello, beautiful city, waiting for a hearse. Sorry about that. That sucks. All right, so now let's figure out where we want to put our extra stations. So first, remove all of these stops that are from a previous edition of this train line, and now bus line, and let's keep thinking here. So we have a bus here. It's gonna come underground. Can I close this and still do this work? Yes. All right, it's gonna come underground. I think it's gonna come to the end of this block. Bam, ready to pick up people. It's gonna come to the end 2 more blocks away. Bam, ready to pick up people. Then we dead end into our university, at which point we need to rotate and turn around. So I think it's gonna turn around to this side. Bam, 2 blocks. It's going to come to this corner here. And then we need to get it back into this tunnel. And I think to do that, there was an accident over there. That's not great either. Man, the people in this city cannot drive. I think to do that, we place another bus route right here, and then it connects right back down and around. So drag this guy over to here, then drag it to here, then drag it to here, drag it to here, drag it to here. I don't want it to make all those twists and turns, so just force it to go this direction, where it will then turn out and go outwards. Or do we want it to go another block down? No, I think that's fine. So there's the update. There's the update for that ride there. Now I think we need to consider doing another bus line that goes up and down, I guess, from this view, north and south, through everything we've got going on here. And I think there needs to be 2 of them. So I think the way we do this best would be, A, do we want to consider this being a one-way setup? Let me know in the comments. I have not really thought deeply about that, and I don't know if it's the right move, but you tell me what you think. We already have bus routes going on these side roads, but we don't have any going on these main roads. I think we could benefit from 2 bus stops going along here. I think one would go here So we'd have one here. We skip 2 blocks. We stop in front of the pool. We stop near the university. In fact, we stop at the university. I just hate that it takes up so much space, but that's okay. We'll go 2 additional blocks. We cross over here. I think we actually go a 3rd block to get away from that tunnel, which we already know has a lot of traffic. We go through here, and we come here, and then we can also grab onto this additional bus route. We'll loop around, and we're going to come back this way. So we're going to stop here in front of the clinic, cross over here. We will stop here in front of that building, cross past this tunnel, which we always have some issues with. And do we come up here or do we stay down here? In the words of my father, they don't belong in the middle. So this is going to go here. Then we're going to cross past here. See, and now it starts to get funky. I think they kind of share opposite sides of the intersection versus another setup. We'll place one here, and then we'll also place one over here by the post office, which will give us an entirely new route. Before we build the route, let's change the color. I think this route is going to be a electrified green. I like that. I like that. Go from here to here. Send it down, 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 send it back up, but force it to go around the other way. I guess we have to do that in post. Now see, it's forcing it to come up, turn around, and go back. That we don't love. So we're going to have to fix that. Send it forward, 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 and then reconnect to here. So now we have a new line there. Let's make some small edits. First, I think that this bus station needs to be moved directly. Okay, fine. Just rebuild it. Directly in front of the clinic entrance, so that we can connect this to here, get rid of this, and can we just force it to not do that? I don't want it to go that way. I guess we can't. Unless, like, can I upgrade this to have a divide on it? Turn this guy off. We could. It's allegedly going to intersect with something, but I think if we go ahead and just force it to have... Turn all of it off. Force it to have anarchy on. We could send it all the way up to there. And then I think what we do to minimize the chance that this center lane becomes a lane that you cross over on. Can I turn off anarchy and still do this? It just intersects with the path. Leave it. Just leave it. Give this an asymmetrical, but give it the asymmetrical this direction. Have that 3-laner come into the city that direction. And have a 3-laner there going behind that road. We still get a turnaround here, which I don't love. So I think we stick with the asymmetrical, but we just send asymmetrical down the whole time. I want it to cross through the intersection without having to do that turnaround. That turnaround is not going to work. There we go. That fixed it. Go ahead and just give it a quick little fast forward. I know we kind of futz with traffic a bit, and traffic is not happy about that. And I'm half tempted to... I don't think we can really place a roundabout in here and make it meaningful, but I do think that we will want to consider upgrading this 2-lane road to being an asymmetrical road. I think we need some additional lanes here. It's still going to cause some issues with the bus being right there, but that's okay. There we go. We've basically solved that problem. Okay. So now we have another bus line. Fantastic. Going up and back. I think we also then need another one going here. And I think this is going to be a loop. It's going to go right around this city block. Just kind of a small little loop back and forth. So let's do that. Let's place our first stop here. cross over 1 block, 2 block, cross over 1 block, 2 block, cross over 1 block, 2 block, which gets us close to that stop so you could easily transfer. Cross over here into this neighborhood, this little extra neighborhood. And there was a comment that this little patch of land should be reserved for the university. I think the university in the future will maybe buy this land. So especially once we get the update where we're able to place buildings. I believe the way the update for Economy 2.0 read is that the buildings would just need to be in a radius, like the add-ons. So if that's the case, we may be able to turn this area into campus housing or campus offices or something, but we will figure that out here in the future. This one will go here right next to this parking lot. It's a small block, but we'll send that to there. We'll send this to here. We will send this to here. And then do we want to do an additional one here? We could. It just feels maybe like it's a bit useless, so I'm going to skip it for now. All right, the color for this guy will be, what if we did like a deep blue? Or like a deep orange color. Something like that. Yeah. All right, so then we're going to go from here around the block to here. I do not want you using the alley, so we're going to have to address that in a second. Come straight on down. Again, you should just be going straight there. I don't know why you wouldn't. We'll fix that as well. Send it back on up. And then let's see if we can make some changes here. I just want you to cut straight. Just cut right on through. And I would prefer you use the main road, not the other road. Now, we have one going one way. I think we need one going the other way as well. So I think on every block where we have a a bus stop, we have to double up the buses. So we'll put another one here. We'll put another one here. Put another one here. We will put one up here. Then on this side, these are going to be way too close. So I think this would go here for that one. This can go here. This can share that stop. We already have one here. So now we can do the reverse of what we just did. And we just have this loop. Not all of our bus lines do this. But in these gridded downtown areas, this makes complete sense to me. I don't think we necessarily need... You just want to move around as easy as possible. And I think this gives us a good way to do that. Let's also move this to match her sister so that they're staying there on that loop. And now we've got that loop there. Great. All right, and the last bus line I think we could benefit from would be a bus line that goes from our little industrial pocket here over into this downtown area, and then it's going to come up and stop at the university. So this guy is going to have a stop right here by the top. It's going to come down this road. It is going to then curve here and come down this direction. Stop right here even. I like that. Come on through, stop right here. Should we send it the next block down so it gets closer to the train? No. We're going to send it up this direction here. We will send it... We've been doing a lot of 2 blocks, so I think we'll keep doing that. We'll send it there. We'll send it there. It's going to cross through all of this and go here, and then it's going to come up here to the train, and I think we're going to have one stop here. It will then share this stop, and then it's going to come back down. We're going to use the same block that we did the original stops in, just so that we limit how much parking we disrupt. It'll go this way. It'll go this way. It's going to come back down and over, and I think it'll connect maybe like right there. Now this one, let's kind of go for like a yellow because it's related to this industrial area. So we'll go from here straight on over. It's more of a golden color, which is kind of nice. Also makes it very easy to see, which, oh, that's great. Okay, we are going to share this stop, and then we're going to do a double stop. Ooh, that seems unnecessary. Then again, dense areas, transporting lots of people. These might even arguably be too close. And if they are, we'll have to address it. But it gives you some good connection throughout. So now let's jump into our line view here. And let's just try to do some quick renaming. I do hope we update this window so that it doesn't take up so much space. It takes up way too much. So bus line 8 is going here through downtown. We are going to call this Summitt Hill. Summitt Hill, spelled with 2 T's because why not? Oh wait, I did the wrong one. This one is Summitt Hill. This one here is the orange line. This is one of them. I think that we'll call this the Kersey McDry A. So Kersey McDry A. And then we also have a Kersey McDry B. McDry B. And then the last one we have is this green, which is actually very similar to the other green. But this one is more of a Crestview Belmont. Now we got bus lines going throughout. I think that is fantastic. It's going to help kind of get people moving, which is what we want. We have pretty decent usage so far. There are some things like Hawthorne B doesn't have a ton of usage. That's okay. Hawthorne A is doing great. Kersey McDry B already has 31% usage. Riverside Connection just jumped up to 34. Summitt Hill is just beginning, so it only has 2%. But we are seeing some progress here. So I think that's pretty good. Let's do a bit more zoning down here while we let those buildings zone themselves out. I do want to slap a low rent housing right here, just like in the middle. It's right next to the car park, so it's not necessarily like the best place in terms of volume, but I think that's valuable. We'll place... I guess I can't actually zone there. That's fine. We'll place 2 there. We also need an additional office. So I think we do what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 4. You can get a 4 by 4, which I believe is what this is. So we might get a similar building to that building. We also need some more commercial. So I think send that commercial block all the way back. Oh yeah, give us the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be big. I guess we could really make these quite large by doing some very, very tall ones. Like if I were to fill this entire block, what do you get? You just get 1? You get 2. Okay, we'll take 2. We'll fill in this back half here with some commercial, as well as filling this in with commercial. And we will fill this section here in with some mixed use. All right, we got a bit more zoning there. That is going to fill out nicely. Oh yeah. I'm really liking some of these buildings. This is looking great. All right. What else? We've got some high rent issues. I don't know if we're going to be able to ever address that. I'm excited for this patch to come out and see what impacts that has on high rent. Let's go and just fill in this whole section with some of this medium density housing. And I think while we're at it, let's fill in this whole section as well. We obviously need it. Maybe we do a bit of, let me actually undo that guy. Let's undo that guy. Let's fill in all of these with some larger mixed use buildings. And I think that might be a good spot to call it because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. I do want to get your guys' feedback on some of the bus lines, on just how we've set some of this up. But again, I'm trying to do a few episodes in advance of when we already have this building. So that can't be that building. It has to be a little different. But I want to get a few episodes together just in case anything breaks when they release the new patch, and then I'm not able to record or edit for a few days there. These are starting to look very similar, but I guess we could also try hold the phone. You know what? Do this, but do it European style. Get rid of that. Do that as European. Do this one here as also as European. Oh, there is not a European style office. Got it. So offices are just offices. Skyscrapers are just skyscrapers. Which that one, though, it looks like it might be taller than this one, so that might be different. But anyway, I think that's a pretty good spot to leave this here. Again, in the next part, I do want to start thinking about messing around with the subways. I do want to sit down and just kind of figure out what that would look like. How big are the subway stations? Subway yard. Underground subway station. Doesn't actually tell me. We would need a subway yard first, though. How big is a subway yard? She's beefy. But I think right over here, we have got some flat land here that could definitely support a subway yard. Or it could also go here, but this seems like it might be really like prime land to develop. I wonder if this subway yard needs a home maybe like across the river here and it goes up and over? I didn't realize the subway building was this big. Like, this is just much larger than I had anticipated. Could also go somewhere like this. You know what? For $200,000, just place it real quick so I can see what we're working with. Okay. Okay. If it was there... No, we can't... Oh, I keep forgetting. Anarchy's on, which is not ideal. Let's see if we can figure out what this size here is. So if we were to come in here, this station above ground... Oh, it's only a 2x2. Oh. Easy peasy. Okay, then we can definitely make 2x2 work. We'll have to figure out where this depot goes, though. But for now, I think this is where we're going to leave this part here, guys. It's looking pretty good. We got a new skyscraper here, which I'm very excited about. Boot and Bug. Got another one of these Grand Margay buildings, but that's okay. This is going to be something different here, which I'm looking forward to seeing. But we've got a bit of a skyline coming along. We've got brand new bus routes, and I think we're finally getting some downtown development. Woo, spinning around. All right, I think we're going to leave this part here, guys. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.